Should I stay or go? Should I sleep or stay awake? Am I really happy or is it all just an illusion? Today on my own podcast, we break down illusion. Hello, my friend. We meet again. Welcome to my own podcast, the only Creed podcast that we know of. My name is Andrew Colin. With me, as always, is my co-host, my friend, my comrade, Reid Fenlaw. What's up, Reid? Oh, you weren't awake. You weren't sleeping.
No, I was in a trance.
From my just amazingly soft voice, reading the lyrics to Illusion today.
Read me to sleep.
I do have a pretty soothing, albeit... I feel like my voice is nasally. I've always felt that way.
No, everyone hates their own voice.
Yeah.
The first pod I listened to of us, I was like, damn, Andrew's got a good voice for this.
Oh, thank you.
And I sound like just a grimy, slutty person.
No, I think you'd sound grimy if you were more like, I'm Reid.
Dude, I should change my voice to that.
Yeah, just change it.
Yeah, okay.
How you been, man?
I mean, pretty good.
Okay, well,
So we're gonna workshop that.
maybe we'll workshop that off pod.
Damn it! All right.
But for now, let's just go back to your normal, just like normal dude voice that I think you have.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Excited to dig into this song.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling you didn't find much about it because there's probably not much about it.
Your intuition is on point.
But dude,
today.
yeah, I'm good. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, which is great.
Shut up.
Are you too?
Yeah.
They're just
Heck yeah.
You want to go together?
My guy is in Pasadena.
Oh, mine is in Hollywood.
Oh, that's really far.
Like
I mean, it's not that far, but it's all right. What's your threshold? Like, how far would you drive to get a haircut?
A haircut?
Yeah.
Like miles or time?
In LA, I feel like you got to go by time because like
Yeah.
even 5 miles can be.
I mean, I'd probably drive
Half an hour.
half an hour.
Really?
For a good one? Yeah.
I don't know, something about haircuts, and even though like there are definitely like, if you find the person you like, I think you just got to stick with them. But like, I'm just like really utilitarian about it. Like, I'm like, I don't want to spend more than an hour round trip, not like driving and haircut. Like, I don't want the
you're
whole,
including your haircut in that
yeah,
time?
I want the whole thing to be over with relatively
Oh,
quickly.
no. I want the haircut to be, I want them to shampoo me and give me a little temple massage.
That is-
Like,
yeah, that's nice.
tell me I'm cute and sexy while they rub my scalp.
I think that's pushing it.
Pushing what?
Just the boundaries of haircut or barber / stylist client
Well,
relations.
yeah, but they can never talk about it because of HIPAA.
Right.
So I'm not worried.
Have I told you my wedding nightmare haircut scenario?
Didn't you get a bad one and you had to get it corrected?
No, that I think would be worse. But like I had planned out my haircut before the wedding with like a limited buffer, like 5 days or whatever, so that if I didn't like it, I would be able to get it kind of back to how I like it within that time. And I planned it probably like a month in advance with my stylist. And then the day we're supposed to have the haircut, she's not there. And I'm like, where are you? And then I'd like just text her and she just like ghosted me.
She was an illusion.
Yeah,
that day,
honestly.
you could say?
And like I've since had to switch people because I like never heard from her again. So my hair was pretty long before the wedding. So like my wife reached out to some friends before the wedding that happened to live like in the area or grew up around the area. Like, does anyone know any good men's stylists that could do like a last minute haircut? And then somehow like through a friend of a friend got connected with this one stylist sort of near the wedding in like Thousand Oaks area maybe, or like Westlake. And she was like so awesome, but it did take a while to get there. It was like at least 35 minutes. And she was just like, just like the nicest person. And she had like a huge personality. She's like, oh my God, the second I saw you walk through the door, I was like, I need to cut that hair.
Oh my, that's okay. Calm down.
I'm like,
That's
thank you.
that's like a little crazy.
Yeah. She was a little spunky, but she gave me a great haircut. So it could have been a disaster if I had like this long poofy hair like I had.
And then you stopped going to her because she was too far.
Yeah, from where I live now, it'd be like an hour and a half to get there or something.
Worth
crazy.
it.
I don't think so. But yeah, otherwise, things around my life have been relatively chill. Went to this food festival thing last week, but it was dumb because you paid like $30 to get in, and then when you're in, you have to pay for food.
Cover plus like minimums for.
Yeah, it's like they're like food vendors that you can buy from. But there was a bunch of free swag. I got this rock, his tequila brand like Terramana or whatever. They had giveaways, and I got like a tank top, and it's the most ridiculous tank top.
Andrew loves tank tops.
I do.
He
love
owns
tank tops.
more tank tops than any person that I know, male or female.
They're very comfortable.
It's just incredible.
But this one is like the back is like almost completely cut out, so like your lats are just like completely visible, like nipples probably protrude, like coming out. It's a lot.
Like those like
a workout.
90s like bodybuilding tanks.
Exactly.
There's like a string in the back.
Exactly.
Dude, that's like the thong. It's a thong for the male upper body.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate to what it is.
Yeah, you wear it proud.
No, I don't think I'd ever be confident enough to wear that anywhere outside of my home.
Maybe to Chili's.
Worked it in already. I love it.
Did sponsor us, Chili's.
Chili's, if you sponsor us, I will wear the Terramana tank.
We love you so much. I will wear nothing but Chili's shirt or hoodie.
I would like to not pay for that swag though.
I'd pay for it if they sponsor us. Ooh,
give me a discount.
I do have one other cool thing that happened recently.
Okay, yeah.
I am in a commercial that is just starting to air for
nice.
Microsoft.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, you showed me that outfit that you were wearing to do the commercial. It looked fun.
It was set in like the late 2000s, so it was like
that's perfect for our pod.
Freshly shaven and wearing like like the tight like necklace and long sleeve shirt under the short sleeve striped shirt, faux hawk.
Did you plug our pod in the commercial? Because it is fitting for the time.
I did, and they cut it out.
Okay. Well, at least you tried.
Yeah.
That is a fitting collab, though. If you look out, people, for if you see a Microsoft commercial, look out for our boy Reed.
Look out.
Nice. Well, anyway, today we got Illusion, the 6th track on My Own Prison. One of the facts I was able to find. And kind of like...
Wait, did you count that as a fact?
We always count that as a fact.
But we never frame it as one that we were able to find.
I was able
you just
to find
kind of count the songs.
Okay, fine.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, you were right in that I don't have much to brief you on before we get into the song because I scoured the internet. I read Sinner's Creed. I searched the word illusion. It appeared 13 times in the book. None of them are in reference to the song Illusion.
All in reference to David Blaine.
Yeah, they're all magical references.
This whole album was inspired by David Blaine. Fact.
So I think we should just get into it. Like, what are your thoughts on the song? Not from a lyrical standpoint, but just from an enjoyment standpoint.
Man, I kind of forgot how much I like this song.
I think that's where I am.
The main like guitar riff is like, it's not overly fast, but it just kind of fucking thumps along. Like, it's one of those songs you find yourself just like.
I think thump is a good word there too, because one of the notes I had on the song is like, again, we're not musical experts, so when I speak to the instrumentation of a song, it's probably dumb. But the drums in this song, I think, are kind of showcased a little bit. And it's very thumpy, like you said, like the snare that's just like throughout the entirety of the song makes you. It's a really head bobby song.
Yeah, and the guitar just like
yeah,
it's just kind of in and out, and like it's real quick and crisp.
And the bass line in this song is pretty, I think, showcased here too, especially at the beginning. Like, the song begins with that kind of wonky riff that I don't think is really replicated on any other songs we've heard thus far.
No, I think I like this one. It feels unique. And maybe there might be other songs we go through that I'm like, that's similar to Illusion, but like just sonically, like this one feels good. I forgot how much I like it. It goes pretty hard.
Yeah, nice use of sonically.
Thank
too.
you.
I agree. Like, I think it's probably my favorite song in a while, at least, because the last 2 songs we covered, we kind of came to the conclusion that we're a little more mild on. But I think it kind of gets back to ripping here a little harder and being a little more catchy. and a song that I would maybe seek out more than the other ones we've heard
Agreed.
recently.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing this because I would have completely forgotten about this song.
Yeah. So in that way, it's not one that you have any specific memories with, I imagine.
Actually, the chorus did like flash me back to just like thinking this applied to me in high school.
I love that.
That I'm like me in my private school in Texas. That I was like, should I stay? Oh, go.
And then like your mom's like, Reed, dinner's ready.
And I'm like, no, am I really happy, or is this all just an illusion, man?
I love it.
Just yeah.
I find those so funny. Like I have these specific memories too, not so much with Creed, but like when I was probably in like late middle school, early high school, just like when I was really into like Stained and like So Far Away and like I'm on the outside, I can see through you. Yeah. And I just like have these memories of being like, it's so fucking true. It's so fucking true.
It's like fucking 15 thinking like, oh man, like shit's never going to get better. You're on the outside.
Andrew, did you want mustard in your grilled cheese?
It's like, Mom, sorry, I'm furthering my depression. I'm working on my homework and my depression.
That's where the workshopping for that depression began. But that's awesome. Yeah. I don't really have specific memory of this song, but I feel those sentiments. And I think if maybe I'd been a little more into Creed at that time, I would have for sure vibed to the song being like, man, yeah, it is just an illusion. I am not doing my math homework tonight.
Mm-hmm. Like that's a little bit related to the lyrics, but like this song's a little bit emo, not musically, not vocally, but like some lyrically. Of the words are like, okay.
Yeah, I think you could say that. I think we touched on it in one of the earlier episodes that like a lot of the sentiments in these songs are kind of emo and that they're emotional. But you definitely classify Creed as like a grungy, post-grungy band.
Yeah.
And we thought like the difference between emo and grunge was like emo is emotion without the bravado of grunge.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that. Yep.
Without fair. Emo can be angry too, but I think you feel the sadness in a different way. It's expressed maybe through less anger and more melancholy.
I feel sadness in every way possible.
Okay, let's move on before you bum me out, dude.
I feel it right now.
So because I don't have many facts, we'll add on a little additional segment at the end that I think is going to be fun. But for the meantime, let's get into the lyrics because they're actually there aren't too many of them today. So I think we'll probably run through these relatively quickly. Pew pew. And I think like you alluded to either off camera, I can't remember, but I think this song is maybe a little bit more straightforward than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
But there's no reference to chilies in them, so maybe not, but we'll see.
Well, that could be, there might be.
Okay.
I'll find one.
Okay. You'll connect it somehow.
Yep.
Okay, so verse 1. The sun rises to another day. My constitution keeps changing till it slips away. So I lie awake and stare, my mind thinking, just wondering, does anybody care? You want to stop there?
Yeah. I mean, again, feels pretty straightforward, but it feels like he's describing like he's lived this day over and over again already, and he's finally like, I need to write a song about it.
Do you think this is about Groundhog Day?
That was actually my note.
Oh, okay.
Groundhog's Day. He's living what feels like the same day over and over and over.
I wonder if he credited Bill Murray.
If not, We Are Right Now.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill.
Story by Bill Murray on the song. I wrote Groundhog's Day, and he's questioning, is it worth it to feel like this?
Mm-hmm.
Like why, like lie awake and stare, my mind thinking, just wondering, does anybody care? Like he's sliding into a little depression.
Yeah, I actually wrote as my note, sounds like a depressed P-Ron, but I think I meant person.
Depressed P-Ron? It could be.
I think I meant person.
Are you a P-Ron?
But ultimately, yeah, it seems to me like he's saying he's going through the motions of life, like, oh, another day, another sun rising, but everything is, just kind of the same as it was before. What do you think he means by my constitution keeps changing?
I was just about to say, or he's getting political.
Yeah. Do you think it has anything to do with Nicolas Cage stealing the? Oh, that's the Declaration of Independence.
God damn it! Know your historical documents.
Sorry, and my Nicolas Cage action movies.
Is this Nicolas Cage in the Ten Commandments?
I don't think that was him.
What was the American Treasure movie?
National Treasure?
National Treasure.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah, that's where he was looking for the Ten Commandments.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But then John Wick shoots his dog or something.
All right, now you're just like in some weird multiverse thing.
Okay. Constitution, like, doesn't Constitution, when you're speaking not governmentally, just mean like your makeup?
I think so.
Like the makeup of something?
So you're saying maybe like he's getting older, his body's changing, but it's gonna keep changing until he slips away and dies?
I think he's saying his brain.
Okay.
Like my mental makeup keeps like changing. Because he's talking about till it slips away and like, is this an illusion? I think he's talking about his gray matter.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, do you want to move on to the next one? Or do you feel we haven't conquered that yet?
I thought we conquered. I think that one's
Okay.
I think that one's pretty easy.
Okay. Let's get to the chorus. Should I stay or go? Should I sleep or stay awake? Am I really happy or is it all just an illusion?
Stay or go where? He hasn't said where he is. And then he's asking us for advice on if he should stay there or go.
Yeah, I think he's asking the listener if he could get some feedback.
Right, but stay where and then go where? Like, what if he's somewhere really nice already? And what I'm not going to tell him to like leave like a hammock on his back porch and it's like 75 degrees outside and he's sipping a Country Time lemonade.
Yeah, I wasn't imagining Country Time Lemonade. I think it was more metaphorical because there's no Country Time Lemonade in the like album artwork or anything. But I do think it's like in reference to like, should I stay? Should I keep living the same existence I'm living, or should I go and like either go experience a different sort of existence or like just die?
Okay, so he maybe doesn't even care where he goes. If he goes, it's just not here.
Yeah,
and that's anywhere he feels is probably going to be better.
I think so.
Okay. I'm down with that. I do think the chorus makes it sound like he's like a little bit going mental.
Well, here's what I think it is. I think the next line is telling. Should I sleep or stay awake? And I think taken with some of the lyrics that are probably forthcoming, but I kind of think like sleeping, by that he maybe means like kind of continuing on this plane of existence where he doesn't challenge any thoughts, but just kind of keeps living. Or stay awake maybe means like challenge those thoughts and try to bring more like knowledge, enlightenment into his own life so that he's not just like living day to day, but rather like getting the most out of his life. Or he could just be meaning like, should I just go back to bed in my jammies?
No. Yeah, we're in my Superman pajamas.
He's my favorite.
They have feet on them.
Oh, sounds so cozy.
Yeah, except till you have to piss in the middle of the night. And you got to like get fully naked.
Just butt hanging out.
I guess you wouldn't have to get fully naked, but
There's probably like a little zipper.
yeah, I'd still prefer to get fully naked.
I know you do.
That way you know nothing's getting on you. Dude, that actually is, I hadn't written that about that line, but I have another note in here that fits with really well. And that like, okay, I've been watching like really into like cult documentaries recently.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that to me.
And me and my girlfriend just finished one where about the Sarah Lawrence cult. It was like started in like 2010. That college just outside of New York City.
I can't believe cults can be started so recently when you think that people are so like aware.
Yeah,
But
that documentary is insane. But the part in this that made me think of it was, it sounds like he has no concept of reality in this. And in those cult docs, it's like those people are changing like people's brains, manipulating their brains to make them question what is real. Like in the last one we watched, is literally this guy was implanting memories into people's brains of like things they did, and then making them like apologize for it, pay him money for things that they've like done, they broke of his, like just insanity. But that's what it sounds like here is like, he's like, I don't even know what's real.
Implanting memories. Sounds like he's using a pensieve.
I'm sorry?
It's a Harry Potter thing.
I don't.
That's what generationally divides us, I feel like.
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can talk about Fight Club.
I've seen Fight Club. I like Fight Club.
What's the Harry Potter of my generation?
Gen X.
Yeah.
But there's no like universe to I mean, I guess there is.
Dude, yeah,
extended universe.
It's everywhere.
But yeah, I mean, I dig what you're saying. That like he's maybe kind of playing with what his state of mind is right now. Like, is he conscious of the world around him, or is he going crazy? And I think, yeah, especially the next line, am I really happy, or is it all just an illusion? So you think, because when I hear that, I think like, it's not so much like he's going crazy, but rather like, am I happy, or is it just an illusion? Is sort of like, is this existence enough for me, or is it an illusion in that like, this is how other people live, and this is what our society sets us up to live like, to have a job and to just keep going, when, because he's all about faith, like maybe there's more to life than just going through the motions, but like embracing faith and challenging yourself is necessary to actually be fulfilled and happy, not just waking up, working, going to bed.
I think he's going crazy.
Okay, that's fair.
I think he's going crazy, but I can also see that being true too. Because I'm not God.
I sort of think this song's almost like the last song of In America, where the illusion is like the illusion of happiness that's put on us. Like society says, like to be happy, you need to be like married and have kids and have a job and have a dog named Rover that has a no fleas. But that's an illusion, because happiness isn't just so materialistic or something that can be defined. It's something from within.
Damn, dude. You're going to make me cry.
I have that.
Don't stop going so deep.
I have that effect on people.
Dude, that's...
How can I not go deep?
Okay.
Scott is deep.
That's true. That's true.
Scott's smart.
Okay, look, this makes me want to just throw away all my notes on this song, because yours are...
No.
Mine just like, this guy's losing his fucking mind.
Here's the beautiful thing about music, Reid, is that it's up to the listener, man.
That's true.
It's how it affects you.
That's true.
Okay, so now that we established that I'm smart and you're dumb, we'll move on to verse 2.
Wow.
Sitting in my room now, hiding thoughts, just hoping one day I'll get out. I hear a voice call my name, breaking trance so silent so I can stay the same.
I mean, at least now we know where he is staying, where he's talking
room.
about staying or going from. It's his room. We have one of the two.
That's true.
That's nice. The hiding thoughts. This all just, again, sounds like he has thoughts that he's not proud to have. Mm-hmm. And I think, and that's a struggle. I think it's happened to a lot of people. I mean, I have thoughts about physically harming you in your sleep pretty regularly, and I'm not proud of it, but I have those, and I'm admitting to them right now.
Well, that's why we have an alarm and we lock the doors.
Could you not tonight?
No, I think now we're gonna bolt them. Deadbolt too.
Okay. Yeah, I think has thoughts he's not proud of, and I think here he's saying he knows he wants to go, right? Like, why is he asking the question after this point in the song? He's like, just hoping to one day I'll get out. Or do you think he's talking about out of his brain?
I think he's talking about his brain and like a cycle of thinking that he's stuck in. And I think that's sort of like a symptom of a lot of mental illness and depression, is just sort of being stuck in these negative thought patterns. And I think like hiding them is not a way for them to really confront them and to be done with those thoughts, but rather it's like embracing them and knowing that they're just thoughts and not just like trying to keep challenging them. So I think in this way he's saying like he's stuck in this pattern, and like he is trying to be like, he's being called back into reality and to get out of his head, but he's not able to like essentially break out of his own thought pattern by being like, by ignoring it and just going back to life. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. Dude, you're very profound today.
Thank you.
You usually are just like, nah, nah, nah.
Yeah.
But like today, you're spitting some like deep, deep shit. I love it.
I mean, there are some things I relate to in the song. I mean, just like as someone who's dealt with depression and with like, anxiety. One of the things I think you really like learn and work on in meditation and other forms of mindfulness is just sort of like not challenging or fighting your anxiety and your negative thoughts, but rather just like being at peace with them. And I think like when you put so much pressure on yourself to be one way is when things just get worse. So it's like a real pillar, I guess, of mindfulness is just like recognizing that you're human and you have thoughts and they're going to come and go, but ultimately like you're not your thoughts. So I think in that way, that's what I kind of come out with the song. I think the hearing a voice call his name is a little confusing because it like when he says, so I can stay the same, that sounds like a bad thing, but breaking the trance so silent sort of sounds like a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like hearing a voice call your name just sort of feels like I get that imagery of like being brought out of something negative. But I think in doing that, like what I think he's alluding to here is like, although he's brought out of his pain for like a temporary thing, he's ultimately not challenging those thoughts within himself. So he's just going to end up being a part of the cycle again.
Dude, should I just leave and you can just decode this on your own for everybody else?
No,
like,
I like
your interpretation of this is really good, and mine is just like
I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I think like what I wrote in my red notes, and like a lot of this I'm just coming up with as we speak because like what you're feeding me is kind of inspiring me to think about what the lyrics say. But
you're welcome.
I think it's ultimately just like his fear to challenge those challenging thoughts in his head and just to go on living without really helping himself.
Whose voice is calling his name? What do you think?
I think
God?
it's his mom asking if he wants mustard in his grilled cheese.
Like, is it God? Is it mommy? Is it like FBI at his door? Is it Hillary Swank? Like, just I don't know.
I do think that's the most difficult part of this verse. I'm not really sure.
Or does it matter? Is the point of hearing a voice is that it's anything that snaps him out of the trance?
That's kind of what I think.
And also, I feel like trance is an interesting word because
he does, trance.
When you're in a trance, like you're not necessarily fully guiding your own thoughts, but a trance can be like imposed, for lack of a better term, like through meditation or other stuff like that. But it can also be like someone put you in a trance.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like, it seems like a deliberate inclusion of that word. And I think it's interesting because trance means you're not really yourself if you're in a trance. You're not, at the very least, you're not acting normal.
Right. Yeah, that's why I think that's a little confusing to me. Is because, like you said, like breaking the trance so silent sort of could be like interpreted as like a good thing. Like, oh, he's breaking out of something that's maybe not allowing him to be himself. But then like, so I can stay the same sort of just feels like he's stuck.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of, that part is a little harder. But yeah, I think the overall message is that he's just sort of stuck in a cyclical pattern, whether that's the life he's living or the thoughts that he's dealing with and the feelings he's dealing with.
I mean, and I think we kind of see it again in the third verse. I feel like every verse of this song is kind of just framing that I'm in this bad cycle in a different way.
Yeah.
Like from a different angle, but they all are kind of saying that.
Yeah. So let's get to the bridge, which I think that this part rocks if I am thinking of the right lyrics. Wait now, many things are left unsaid. This life remains the same, but I change. I try to fool myself in believing things are going to get better, but life goes on. Should I stay or go? Should I sleep or stay awake?
Okay. Yeah, so I said verse 3, but is this technically the bridge?
I think this is the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my notes on this are kind of just like say he still feels himself slipping away, just as in the first verse. The one thing I think is unique about this one, actually, we can go to the first 2 lines first. The wait, now things are left unsaid. I also find that line peculiar because why say them? You can say them.
Say them, bro.
Just say them, man. Like this life remains the same, but I change. This is the line that made me think of that everything is bad, and he's just saying it in different ways. Because like in the verse 2, he says, breaking trance so silent so I can stay the same. And then just like 45 seconds later in the song, he's saying, this life remains the same, but I change.
Yeah, that's weird.
But then also just based on the title of the song and the chorus, like, does it matter anyway? Is it real?
Yeah. Looking at it now, I'm wondering if like many things are left unsaid. I think maybe that's alluding to the fact that before, like, he's struggling with whether or not to challenge his thoughts or to just keep living life how he's living it. And I'm wondering if those things left unsaid are just like him keeping it all to himself and not getting better. So I think the things left unsaid are like the things he desires to change, that he's not speaking to the world. He's just keeping them inside and stuck in the same pattern.
Okay.
And that, I think, sort of feeds into the next line about how his, like, the life he's living remains the same. He's changing. Maybe he's getting, like, he's doing new things. He's getting older, but like the patterns remain the same, and his existence doesn't really like profoundly change, even though, you know, his circumstances change.
Yeah. This whole portion, also one of my notes was like, this says to be like he's aware.
Yeah, I think he's definitely aware.
He says, I try to fool myself in believing things are going to get better, but life goes on.
Yeah, man, that line was like really a bummer.
Yeah.
To me.
It's like, so he's aware of what's going on up here or in the world or both, however you interpret it. But he's still just like resigned to the fact that bad things are coming. It's like he's basically, what he says, like life goes on, is like life goes on the way that it's been going.
Exactly.
Which is this area of uncertainty and like sadness and indecision and possibly depression.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. I feel like these are kind of the two sides of his brain. Like when you're like ruminating about something, like you're telling yourself like, oh, like this is a phase, it'll pass. But then like the shitty thoughts that come back into his mind are like, nah, this is your life from now on.
Yeah,
which things aren't going to get better.
Which is fucked.
Yeah, because things will get better.
Yeah, things get better. Things
Yeah.
get better. Things get better. Things get better.
Yeah, we're a jokey pod, but we're serious about that.
Yeah, this actually is heavy.
Yeah,
some heavy shit, and like, you know, I feel like most people have been there
for sure.
Even if it wasn't having experienced like depression, like low points where you're like, man, what does it matter?
Yeah,
but it does. It does matter.
Yeah,
and I think like this song, like revisiting it again is like, it's a wrestling match, man. Like it's a wrestling match with himself of like how I'm in a hole. I'm aware that I'm here. What do I do?
Yeah, I like that. It is. I think that's well said.
He doesn't answer the question, but to your point earlier, I think it's like he wants people to find it.
Yeah, and I think like when he repeats like just illusion, am I really happy, or is it all just an illusion at the end, like a bazillion times? I think it's like that. It's like that facade of happiness that a lot of people put on. Like they think they're happy because they're doing things that they think happy people do. But like when you challenge your thoughts, or when you like look inside yourself, you're like, do you really feel that way, or is it an illusion that you put on? So I think that's what it kind of like what you said. It's like that wrestling match.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And hear me out. I feel like I might have been a little high when I wrote this. Just marijuana.
On drugs?
Guys, just had a little marijuana. Oh man, we should bleep that.
We'll bleep it
so
out.
people will think it's something worse.
Yeah.
I wrote, what if the whole inspiration for the song is an illusion? If it's all just an illusion, aren't his feelings about it being an illusion in and of themselves?
What?
What if his that doesn't make any sense?
No, not to
Okay,
me.
he says it's just an illusion, right?
Right.
I haven't looked at this since I wrote it. What if it's all just an illusion? That means that his feelings, what he's saying in the song, is an illusion. Let's just move on.
Yeah, I'm gonna veto this.
Can I read it one more time to see if it makes sense?
Sure.
What if the whole inspiration for the song is an illusion? Meaning, if it's all just an illusion, as is one of the lyrics, aren't his feelings about it being an illusion also an illusion? Because he's saying, isn't it all just an illusion, including what inspired him to write this song? So is he really going through things, or is it an illusion?
Yeah, real good.
High thoughts with Reid
Beautiful.
Fenlaw.
All right. Well, I think we got to the core of the meaning of the song. We talked a little bit about the instrumentation and the musicality. I want you to rate this song on a scale of 1 to 5. Yes.
Dude, okay. I'm going to go 3.25,
Oh, okay.
which that's a good score.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty high score.
Above average, I would say.
It's, yeah, well above average, I think, for me. I just think it thumps, man. Like, I like the feeling I get listening to it. It's lyrically now might depress me more than it did before, because I think you're probably more correct on this one. But I dig it, man. The riff, the drum, the bass line, just the rasp in his voice on when that first chorus hits.
Yeah.
Or should I stay on go? I don't know. I dig.
I hear you. Okay, 3.25. I'm kind of going back and forth because I do think this is maybe my second favorite song on the album.
Wow. Okay, I wouldn't go that far. But
second or third, maybe.
That's tight. Okay.
I just think that, like we kind of talked about earlier, it's just a very head bobby song. I think the drums are just super fun to kick your feet to stomp to. And I think Scott is really catchy, and I think he sings with some raw emotion and pain in this song, and I think that's especially conveyed in that sick bridge. I want to give it a 4.
Oh, that's high praise.
I think it's a sick song. It's one that sticks out, especially because it's in the middle. It could be easy to be forgotten, but I do think it's better than some of the other songs that maybe they're more known for on this album, which are still good, but this one speaks to me a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like this one should have been bigger than it was. Looking back on it now, 20 whatever years later, 27 years later, this should have been a single to me.
I think it has the potential to be, especially because what's this life for is a single, right? Mm-hmm. I think this is stronger than that. But if you like the other one better, no shame. That's still a good song.
Shame. Okay, so a 4. That's strong.
Yeah, I really like this song a lot.
Okay, you can have it.
Okay, cool. Especially, I think coming off the last 2 songs, I think this one just fucking hits way harder.
Yeah, we got one that rips, that we love.
Rips. So with all that, we're actually not done.
What?
Because I didn't have any cool facts to spit at you today. I didn't have any cool meanings of the song from the band to sort of hit you with at the end. So instead, I am going to continue our saga of how Creed was formed in a little segment I like to now call "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Creedmas."
I don't get it.
Because it's the beginning of Creed.
No, I don't understand the reference on the phrase.
Beginning to look a lot like Creed, because Creed is beginning.
But what's the line from?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Not familiar.
It's a holiday jingle.
I don't celebrate holidays.
Me neither.
I'll take your word for it, though.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, if you harken back to our Ode episode, that's the last time we spoke about creed forming. And it was at that point that we got to that Mark and Scott had met at FSU, and they got together and jammed. They had a nice rapport, and they knew that the next step was finding a drummer and a bassist.
Go Knowles?
Yes, go
Knowles. Yeah.
So at this point, today we're going to focus on them finding the drummer. So after they had gotten together, they started going to parties at FSU, and at the parties, they'd bring a guitar with them.
Oh, God.
They'd sit around at the party and say to some random party goer, hey, give me an idea. The party goer would say a random word like fear or rage. That's what Scott cites in his book. Mark would start playing the guitar, and Scott would start singing. And together they'd, on the fly, write these freeform songs.
Okay, so they're busking at parties.
What does busking mean?
Like street performers.
Okay,
When they're you're playing your guitar with your guitar case open and people drop, you're busking.
Just
So
unsolicited
they were
playing
just
guitar.
like busking at frat parties.
Yeah, being like, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
You want to have sex? You want to go back to my dorm room?
No, that wasn't the intention. It was finding a drummer.
Right, dude.
And I thought that was really hilarious because it's just like all those memes and stuff you see about kids in high school, like being the guitar player at like a party, and you're just kind of like cringy.
Yeah, but I bet they weren't cringy. I bet it was fucking cool when they did
It
it.
must have been an acoustic guitar, right?
Yeah, I mean, I brought
Didn't bring his amp with him.
Some guy throwing a party. It's like, yeah, dude, plug in your fucking amp, and just whenever you get a suggestion from the audience, just start ripping over the party music that I'm playing.
This inspired me because I think now you and I, when we go to parties, we should bring like 2 little mics, like lav mics, and just start doing improv sets.
Let's record a podcast at a party. Let's bring these mics.
Yeah. Okay, great. We'll get a suggestion and we'll just pod about it.
Yeah, everyone will really like us.
Yeah. Can we turn
guys.
down the background music?
Yeah, if we can we're trying to get audio levels for the room, please. We need room tone. Everyone can be quiet for 30 seconds.
I love that. Oh, man. So, yeah, I thought that was ridiculous, but I love it.
That's cool.
So then after he mentions that, and then when they had more songs kind of put together, they put up a flyer saying, drummer wanted for rock band. In one of Scott's classes, a fellow student came up to him and said, I have a drum kit and I saw your flyer. So Scott and him decided, like, let's jam today. So I'm going to paint you this picture exactly as how Scott painted it in Sinner's Creed.
I'm going to close my eyes while you paint it.
Because it makes no sense.
Okay. I can't wait.
Okay. So after they said, let's jam today, for the sake of the story, just to make it easy to follow, I'm going to call this kid Dingo.
Okay.
That's the first drummer's name. So Scott and Mark get together at Dingo's apartment and they start jamming. Scott said Dingo wasn't exactly Keith Moon, but he was good enough. So Scott takes Dingo outside to take a break. Keep in mind they're at Dingo's apartment. Scott is about to say that they want him in the band, but just then, the sound of another drummer shut him up. He opens the door and saw Mark jamming with a new drummer to Living Colour's Cult of Personality, and he was tearing it up. This drummer ended up being Scott Phillips, who they invited into the band.
How did Scott Phillips get into Dingo's apartment?
I don't know. That's
Like,
what I don't
Was
understand.
they had to be roommates, right?
That's what I'm saying. But then his roommate is an asshole.
But also, why wouldn't he be like, yeah, I have a roommate who's a way better drummer than me? Like, what? That was the end of the story? They didn't explain why Scott was there?
No, I think they just he very clearly set it up that they're at his apartment, but then it made it sound like they were holding drummer auditions. But I just like the idea of Scott being like, telling Mark, like, yo, I'm going to go take this drummer outside for a break. And then just like within 5 minutes, Mark is already drumming with the new guy.
And you said Scott was about to tell the Dingo that he was in?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Dingo was so close to being a part of a legendary rock and roll
I had
band.
that thought too. I was like, Dingo, you almost made it, bro.
I want to know what he's doing now.
Oh, man. I wonder if Scott even knows his name.
Did Scott called him Dingo in the book?
No, I called him Dingo.
Oh, what was his name?
Yeah, it wasn't. There was no name. Just like
that's-
a drummer in his class.
That is rough.
Yeah,
What-
almost.
What could have been for?
What if that drummer was like fucking Jeremy Irons or something?
What if it was Jeremy Renner, the
Could be.
actor? Yeah,
He went on to do pretty great things too,
yeah.
minus the snowmobile thing.
Oh,
Too much.
yeah. That
Sorry.
thing hurt.
He's doing good.
Yeah, he's doing
Yeah.
okay. He's pretty good. Pretty good. That's really funny. It makes no sense.
No sense. But I guess that's what a memoir is, right? Like you don't tell exactly how it happened. You like romanticize things.
Yeah.
They should make a movie out of this shit. I could play Scott Stapp.
I can play Dingo.
Nice.
I just want a little part. I'm busy right now, guys. I'm too busy.
You got too many Microsoft commercials you're filming, you dickhead. All right. Well, any other final thoughts you have, Reed, before we get out of here?
No, but I'm gonna jam this song on repeat on the way home, I think.
Hell yeah.
This was tight. This is a good song.
This is a good
I
song.
love it.
It's fun to have a song that we both really like. So, with that, Reed, I think it's time that we make our escape. For my own podcast, I'm Andrew Colin.
I'm Reid Fenlaw.
Bye.
Bye.